we're back. I just got home. Just got into my PJs for the vampire stream. I don't know how long this is going to be, but smash the like button for the vampire stream. We work. When you get a girl to do this shit feels the vampire stream. Let's get it. Daywalker. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego. I had a good day. I had a real good day. You know, I've been having a good, month. I've been just real focused. We working. I hope everybody is safe out there. Let's talk about some boxing. Wilder Fury 2 got ordered. Kind of figured that would happen, or they would, both agree to fight each other. I like this to get closure for what, just basically the first one, to get a, solid winner, no question. The hate that Deontay Wilder is getting is crazy. Is crazy right now. Actually, I meant to, hold on. I meant to put that in the title on the vampire stream. So I just added it to the title. The hate Wilder is getting is fucking bananas, man. It's insane. Like, let me try my best to break it down. I said the fight was a draw. I said it was like a drawish type of fight. If you pick Tyson Fury, you slightly pushed him over the edge, or if you push Deontay Wilder over the edge, I really wasn't tripping either way. I told you it was a drawish type of fight. Now, it's funny. We always expose the fake on this channel. And, I've already gave a scenario and I already know the outcome. If Floyd Mayweather lived what Tyson Fury lived, he fought some Maidana or some shit and got knocked unconscious, or, knocked out of his senses in the 12th round. I already know what you motherfuckers would be saying. A lot of you. Because Maidana didn't do all that. You still said Maidana beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? In the first fight. So we know how that would play out. But here's something else. I don't use this that much, but this is the logic of what you guys say. A lot of you guys on your judging fights like Kovalev and Ward, because you wanted Kovalev to win and he was the champion, this is what they say. Oh, you got to do more to beat the champ. You got to do more to beat the champ. You got to really beat the champ, right? That's what they say. You got to do more to beat the champ. You got to beat the champ. You got to really take the champ belt. Tyson Fury wasn't out there knocking Wilder down, which is cool. You don't have to. But I'm just saying, this goes to show you the double standard. When Kovalev was the champ and Andre Ward was the challenger at light heavyweight, this is the type of rhetoric. Oh, you got to do more to beat the champ. Close rounds go to the champ, right? But look at this fight. How come close rounds couldn't go to the champ? You feel what I'm saying? How come close rounds didn't go to the champ? And don't get it twisted. Tyson Fury did his thing. I think his pop started following. I don't know if it's his real dad's. His John Fury started following me. Or yeah, I think it's John Fury. That's his dad? I get John's his dad, right? Peter, John, who's the dad? But anyway, somebody started following me just now. Shout out to Tyson Fury. He boxed his ass off. But like I said, I really got to look at the first 4 rounds. Because like I said, motherfuckers use certain things when it's convenient to them. Like I said, when Sergey Kovalev was the champion and the fight was close, those close rounds, a lot of you motherfuckers was like, nah, you got to do more to beat the champ. Andre Ward didn't do enough to beat the champ. You got to take the champ's belts. Right? So in those close first rounds when not much action was going on, right? what happened to the you got to do more to beat the champ. You see, you guys have to understand. This is the thing. I'm gonna try my best to break this shit down. And see, this is I love who my parents created, in the sense of, they taught me not to just back down and stuff. Like, I don't care what other people are talking about. I'm telling you what I'm talking about. And then, when the emotions settle for people, and probably when they do this replay, I think tomorrow, people are going to understand what I'm talking about. But here goes. Like I said, with the Kovalev situation, you got to do more to beat the champ, when it's convenient and all this shit. So how is it out of the question that rounds 1 through 3, maybe 4, I gotta really watch 4 again, they could have given it to the champ, because the action was kind of light at that point, kind of slow. And see, this is the thing. Wilder, I thought he did good in the first couple of rounds. He was landing some body shots, which I thought was an addition to his arsenal. You know what I'm saying? But see, this is the kicker. When Tyson Fury won his rounds, he won them big. He was backing up Wilder, and he won them big. And there were spots in the fight where Wilder was looking sloppy. He was, his accuracy wasn't on point. Like, he couldn't find the range. So I think that's his sensationalized Tyson Fury's rounds. But sometimes you win a quiet round. If a round's quiet and you do slightly more or whatever, that's what it. And like I said, rounds 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4. Those were kind of quiet rounds. It wasn't like Tyson Fury was just, dominating and, stuff like that. There's a video on YouTube showing like a fan's perspective from in the crowd of the 12th round and the knockdown and everything. And, some people were even saying that was a 10-9 round. I just watched it again. Fuck no. Credit to Tyson Fury for getting back up. Credit to Tyson Fury for, landing a good shot, because I think when Wilder tried to jump on him, he got too careless, and he clinched, and they broke up, and then Tyson Fury hit him with a solid shot. And between being tired and getting hit with that solid shot, being too eager, I think that that caused Wilder to let the rest of the round go out. But after that point, there was a clinch, they separated, and then Wilder was in here, and then Tyson Fury hit him with something clean. You see some sweat fly off Wilder's braids and shit. And then I think that got Wilder's respect, and he was tired, so not too much happened. But the angle is pretty good. It's from the seats or whatever. And for the rest of the round, Tyson Fury was kind of just fainting. And that's what he was doing a lot in the first fight. He was like kind of fainting and trying to get into position, and, that was that. But it definitely wasn't a 10-9 round. He landed, I think it was more, like I said, sensationalized, because he did some Undertaker shit by even getting up. And then the fact that he was rallying back to any capacity after virtually kind of being knocked out, and then, getting up in 10 seconds. I think people were like, oh shit. But I just watched it again. Definitely was a 10-8 round. 12th round was definitely a 10-8 round. Had it been the other way around, Wilder, if he got dropped and he was coming back strong, the casuals would give it a 10-8 round for Fury. Just saying. That's what I'm saying. This is my whole point with this whole shit. Is it's for a lot of people, they're not really scoring basis. First of all, there's a section of people that don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. They watch boxing like one time a year, only for big fights, or, highly advertised fights, or Canelo or Floyd or some shit. That's one section. Then you have a section of people who actually watch the sport, routinely and stuff, but they still don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and or they're racist, and or they're biased, and just the people who leave all these extra ass comments like, oh, Beyonce Wilder, won't call Floyd Mayweather, won't call people their names, and seem to have a vendetta a lot of times against black fighters, stuff like that. And then you have your solid hardcore boxing fans, or people that they don't care. They respect the sport and all that. But let me break this down in the best way I know how to. The reason I said it was a draw fight, again, I'm going to watch it again, right, is you guys understand boxing and boxing scoring. The fact that Wilder had two, here, I'm trying my best to help people understand boxing and scoring. I think a lot of people like the Tyson Fury story. They like Tyson Fury. You know, he's on Joe Rogan, cool dude, and they like what it represented. They wanted that fairy tale ending and comeback of the century and stuff like that. So by him not winning the fight, it robbed him of that fairy tale ending, so to speak. So a lot of people were just emotionally invested. They just wanted, an underdog, battle mental health issues and stuff like that. Emotions, all, emotional stuff. Because how can you not root for a guy like Tyson Fury based on what he's been through? Beat Klitschko, never got credit. Then Joshua beats Klitschko and everyone's like on his dick. You know what I'm saying? Everybody loves Joshua for beating Klitschko, a version of Klitschko that that Tyson Fury easily beat, and Tyson Fury got no credit for it. Then he obviously failed in drug tests and gained weight. The rest is history. So I think people kind of like that fairy tale ending, emotionals and stuff like that. There are some racist people, we know that. And just when it comes to the scoring, when Fury won rounds and when he was outboxing Wilder in those mid rounds, like I've always maintained, he won them big. Wilder was looking crazy in there, missing like crazy. Just didn't look accurate and stuff. He didn't look like a sharpshooter or whatever. So, though, he won them convincingly, the rounds that he won. I think 10 and 11 mid rounds, right? He won them convincingly. So that's what's in people's mind. Like, oh shit, Wilder looked tired. But you still got to score the fight. And by Wilder having 2 knockdowns, that represents 2 10-8 rounds. So in essence, it's like the referee giving Wilder an extra 2 points. So it's really equivalent to Wilder just with the 2 knockdowns doubling up off top. If you guys go to the casino and then you bet $10, say you put a $10 chip and then you win, then you get another $10, right? So you just doubled your money just off of that. If you bet 100 and then you win your hand, get a blackjack or whatever, then you're gonna double your money. That's in essence what the knockdown represents, because you're getting an extra point in 2 rounds. 2 times 2 is 4. So just off of that, Wilder won 4 rounds. Right? He won 4 rounds. It is not inconceivable that you give Wilder 2 other rounds in a 12-round fight. I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but 4 plus 2 equals 6. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Right? So once again, the difference being is when Fury won the rounds, he won them like, he was doing his work, boxing, outboxing, making Wilder look crazy. But just off the 2 knockdowns, that virtually gave Wilder an extra round, an extra point. So he won 4 rounds. To give Wilder 2 other rounds is not out of the question, especially if you look at the first 3. Right? Especially if you look at the first 3 rounds, maybe even 4. All right, you in the hot seat. Index finisher. We gonna see who the fuck knows boxing on this boxing. He said I'm reaching. How am I reaching? What part of the math that I just gave you doesn't add up? You're in the hot seat. We got to make an example out of somebody. I couldn't wait for this moment. I could not wait. What part don't you understand that I'm saying? You said I'm reaching, so explain. Index finisher. We gonna see who gets finished in this motherfucker. Star Fox, you in the hot seat. I'll take two of y'all, both of y'all's at the same time. Pause. How am I reaching? You said I'm reaching like Stretch Armstrong. That's cute. Now start explaining. I got 2 hot seats going on. Just little old me. I'm waiting. Either one of y'all could respond. Index finisher or Star Fox. What doesn't make sense that I just said? How is that a reach? More than Stretch Armstrong. I'll wait. We'll see who knows their boxing. Junior the Super Dog, you're biased. You're in the hot seat. I got three people in the hot seat. Somebody answer. I got 3 hot seats. That's it. That's all I'm going to do right now. But 3. We got 3 people in the hot seat. When y'all going to answer? When y'all going to get to the answer? Y'all keep saying I'm reaching, I'm biased, but nobody explaining. When we get to that part, I'll wait. I'm not waiting all day, though. Index finisher, Star Fox 701, and Junior the Super Dog. Who's gonna? They said I was reaching, and what I just said made no sense. So let me hear tell me what didn't make sense about what I just said. Kennedy Linder, strap up. It's gonna be easy. I got 3 people in the hot seat. 3, and not one of them is answering. What does that tell you, bro? This is what I do. This is what I do. Yeah, I fuck with Dogbo. That motherfucker cracks. Anyway, I got 3 people in the hot seat. Fuck all that other stuff. Did he really win the 2 extra rounds? It's subjective. Bro, how is it subjective if it's a 10-8 round? What are you talking about? Fire back, dog. You already... Bro, you're already out of here. It's not subjective. I said it's the I didn't say he won extra rounds. I said it's the equivalent on the scorecard. Get him the fuck out of here. Star Fox 701. Who's next? I said it's the equivalent. I didn't say he won 4 rounds. I said it's the equivalent if you're doing arithmetic, mathematics. Nope. Get Star Fox out of here. That's 1. I got 2 more. To say 4 rounds, okay, but 6 is not conceivable. Well, not the fight I was watching. Why is it not conceivable? I just told you. Wilder scored 2 10-8 rounds, which would, in essence, because a regular round you win is a 10-9 round when you're adding up. If you get a knockdown, that's a 10-8 round. So in essence, in 2 rounds, Wilder got 2 bonus points, if you want to look at it like that. So that would be the equivalent on a mathematical scorecard of winning 4 rounds. Those 2 just doubled up. That's how that works. So he only won 2 rounds, the knockdown rounds, but he got double the points for them. He got two 10-8 rounds. So you're not even these dudes is lost. They lost in the sauce. Nobody has ever moved like Ali bias. Block Junior the Super Dog. That was easy. Block him. He's just on some bullshit. Where's this other dude? Index, you the last one. I got 2 of the 3 out of here. Bro, where is he at? You said to say 4 rounds, okay, but 6 is not conceivable. I'm not talking about winning 6 separate rounds, but when you have 2 10-8 rounds, it is equivalent because you're adding up a mathematical equation. You're adding up your points, the points that they got each round. Didn't say he won, round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You motherfuckers can't add or something. Jimmy Wilkes, block him. I took on 3 hot seats in front of y'all, and I've eliminated 2 of them. This is simple math. This is like grade school math, and these motherfuckers can't add. Where are you at, Index? What don't you understand about this? He has 2 10-8 rounds. 2 10-8 rounds. So he's actually for those 2 rounds, he's getting an extra point. It's no different than if somebody keeps getting warned for a low blow and then they get an extra point. That becomes a deficit for you. That's a deficit. Like if it's a close fight and then the ref takes a point because you know, they warned you for low blowing and you had a low blow, then that could be crucial because you have to add this shit up. And then you just had another look at Amir Khan versus Lamont Peterson. Fight was close. Ref deducted 2 points. What the fuck can't y'all understand? Oh my gosh, bro. I am the stream king. Amir Khan would have beat Lamont Peterson had he not had 2 points deducted. But with the 2 point deducted that you have to add, whether you agree with it or not, because the referee who is officiating the bout scored it like that, then yeah, Lamont Peterson won. You got one more chance, bro, to redeem yourself. This is basic elementary school math. You keep talking about winning 6 rounds. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 2 knockdowns gave you 2 10-8 rounds, which dramatically helps you in a close fight. Because even though you weren't doing good, just like it's no different than John Molina, for example, he was losing to Mickey Bay, but then he knocks him out. So that's all erased. Everything that, you know, him losing and stuff, it's all erased because he knocked him out in the 12th round. So it doesn't matter how bad he was doing, he still wins the fight. This is common sense. Tony said these dudes be stupid as fuck. They can't even do quick math. That's what I'm saying. And you wonder why so many people are coming to my channel saying, oh, you're fucking biased. They can't even do basic math. They cannot do that. We have no argument. You can't even do basic 3rd grade math. No, actually, when I was in 3rd grade, we were learning times tables. So you can't even do like 1st grade math. These dudes cannot do 1st grade math trying to argue with me. What? This is basic adding. Look at how your boy Index has never responded. Bro, you got 10 seconds. 10 seconds. You had so much to say. You was the, you know, 3rd of the hot seats I was doing. Shout out to Amir King Kong. Shout out to Ego all the way from the UK. Eesh. These dudes cannot do 1st or 2nd grade math. And then they have the audacity to try to correct someone, say someone's racist or biased or crazy, and they can't even do math. Hamza, count down from 10. If he has not responded, then clap Index for the crowd to see. Nah, I'm not doing no class on scoring boxing. They need to, yeah, if y'all get together and pay me, I'll do it. You know, I ain't shit free. I'm not doing that. I'm not nobody's daddy. I'm just, you know, my live streams is lessons if people listen and pay attention. So yeah, see, people are going off of who look good. Wilder didn't look good for more rounds. But the thing is, hold on. He said, so apart from the 2 knockdowns, which 2 rounds did Wilder win? Nah, bro, you don't get to ask the questions. You were supposed to be telling me, clap him, clap this motherfucker. And I know he won round 2 for starters. That was a round that I thought he won. So he needs one more round, and it could have been the first one. I gotta. That's why I said I gotta watch it. But I know I scored it from the eye test at the fight, live in the arena, and I did not give Tyson Fury the first 6 to 8 rounds. No way. Get these motherfuckers out of here. That's what I'm saying. These dudes can't even do basic math. See how he tried to switch the question on me? He's supposed to be proving. He said, no, there's no way he got 6 rounds. No, that's not what I said. I didn't say he won 6 rounds. I said it's the equivalent. Listen, this is some of the most basic boxing talk available. It doesn't matter if you're doing poorly. If you could, the more knockdowns you produce, the more you leverage, you know, the fight, because you're, in essence, it's going to be a 10-8 round, then a 10-7 round, depending on how many knockdowns you score. Right? Red Rum, you are another idiot, bro. He says rounds 2, 9, 12, and 5. I just told you the first 4 rounds I thought Wilder was doing good. I don't remember off the top of my head everyone. I think round 2 was one of them. Round 1, you know, I'm going to watch it again. But I know I gave Wilder more than 1 round in the first 4 rounds. You know, just block this dude. Red Rum. Yeah, we're gonna show you Red Rum. We're gonna show you The Shining. You thought, but I didn't. Block him. I don't care what he's talking about. Block these motherfuckers. This is our shit. These dudes can't do basic math, and they, oh, no way he won 6 rounds. I didn't say he won 6 rounds. What I said is it's the equivalent to winning 6 rounds, right? Because you have 2 10-8 rounds. Like this is so unbelievable that people can't even grasp basic, the most basic. This is not calculus, trigonometry. This is the root basic elementary school math. Basic elementary school math. And motherfuckers still can't grasp it. Oh, he didn't win 6 rounds. What? Bro, watch the first 4 rounds and tell me you gave Tyson Fury every single round for the first 8 rounds. Because the knockdown, the knockdown was in the 9th and 12th, I think. Right? What was the knockdown rounds? I think it was see, this is what I'm saying. I don't have every single round memorized. But round 2 I thought was a good round for Wilder. Round 9 with the knockdown. Round 12 with the knockdown. You know, even though Tyson Fury got back up, you don't get extra points for getting back up. You know, you still got dropped hard and virtually knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So that's already 1 round away from a draw. And people are acting like this is so crazy. Oh, you motherfucker ego. You thought this was a draw? No fucking way. What did Tyson Fury do, you know, that was so stupendous in round 1? You know? Because, like I said, I thought Wilder was landing some good body shots early and stuff like that. As the fight wore on, he started looking sketch. You know, he started looking winded, tired, you know, missing recklessly. That's when Tyson Fury got into a groove. They keep acting like what I'm saying is crazy, but they're not explaining it. And apparently they can't do basic arithmetic. Again, if you gave Tyson Fury the first 8 rounds, of course he won then, because you gave him every single round. I didn't see it like that. I didn't think he won every single round. Round 2, I didn't think he won that. You know, round 1, 3, 4, I got to watch those again because I don't remember. I didn't give him all of those. I know that. So, yeah, this fight to me was drawish. And I just explained how. But these dudes can't. They want to combat it, you know, and say, bullshit, you're fucking stupid. You don't know shit about boxing. But they can't explain that. These dudes are idiots. He said he dominated the round, so I had it a 9-9-9 round. What the fuck is a 9-9-9 round? These dudes don't even know boxing, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all. What is a 9-9-9 round? Please tell me what that is. How you score 1 round with 3 different scores? Night like this. Like, what the fuck is a 9-9-9 round? This motherfucker. And then you wonder why people get mad at me. Of course, you know. If I was a buffoon trying to argue with somebody who knew what the fuck they were talking about, yeah, of course, they're going to seem like the idiot to me because they don't know what they're talking about. This motherfucker said a 9-9-9 round. Stop that. How you give him 3 scores for 1 round? Again, this is what I'm talking about. If you don't know what the fuck you talking about, leave it to the grown folks. Hamza said they making up their rules as they go. That's what I'm saying. And then they have the audacity to, oh, this is bullshit. That's why I don't care what people say. You know, people get mad, dislike video. I don't care about none of that because at the end of the day, you see who knows. You know, boxing is an emotional sport. You know, oftentimes people are just gonna go where their emotion carries them. Not me. You know, I like Tyson Fury. I told you, I'm happy Jack Reese allowed it to go on. You know, it gave us another option in case Anthony Joshua and team are tripping out and don't want to give, you know, a fair deal to Wilder or Fury. You know, it creates that. I also respect Tyson Fury as a man outside of the boxing ring. So I'm happy that the referee, obviously he was able to finish the 12th round. So I'm happy that he was given and afforded the opportunity to finish it, you know, because he did just that and he finished that round. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I don't hate Tyson Fury, all this bullshit that people want to assume because you're saying the fight was a draw or because you're saying whatever. Okay, Jake, you're in the hot seat. You have one chance. He says, you've been riding emotion. Explain 115 to 111 Wilder. I never said that was my scorecard, dumbass. See how stupid these dudes are? I never said that. I never gave that scorecard. So how you gonna blame me for some other motherfucking scorecard? And you saying I'm emotional, but you just added something that I've never even said. These dudes are getting slaughtered. So please explain when I ever said Wilder won 115 to 111. Please let me know. Someone said Jake Paul. Yeah, okay. Block Jake. Nope. I said explain how I said it. You said so say it's BS. Bro, you didn't explain. You're supposed to explain when I ever said Wilder won 115 to 111. You said you're riding emotion. Explain why the fuck I gotta explain some shit somebody else did. You see, this is what I'm talking about with the emotion. How I gotta explain somebody else's shit from the UK. That judge was from the UK. Why I gotta explain what they did? I can't be responsible for everybody's scorecard. That's like you blaming me because a boxing website put up an article that's not related to me. How is that my fault? Why I gotta explain the article they wrote? You know, that's like asking me to explain Kevin Hart's tweets about gays. That's his thoughts. That's what he said. Why I gotta explain it? You see how stupid these dudes are? I gotta explain what Kevin Hart meant in 2008. I'm not his agent. I'm not his, I'm not a Hart. I don't know why he tweeted that stuff. When does that become my responsibility? I've never argued for 115, 111. Get these dudes out of here, bro. I'm from the Bay, man. I keep it all the way solid. I keep it all the way solid, bro. They want me to see. This is what I'm saying. He tried to. A lot of times people project like when I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. When people can't do something, they project. Like if they don't want you to succeed, or they would have a fear, like they'll be like, "Oh, what are you doing YouTube for?" Because they couldn't do it. Do you get what I'm saying? They project their insecurities on you. He's talking about, oh yeah, explain that. How I gotta explain someone else's stuff? I never said that. Hey, Block Junior the Super Dog. Bro, you already lost. Get out of here. Block Junior the Super Dog, he came back some kind of way. Bro, hot seat is a hot seat. Get him out of here. Thank you. Hamza clapping. These dudes ain't welcome. They wanted to argue some bullshit. They lost fair and square. Sorry. Again, this is what I'm saying. These dudes, they project what they feel. Oh, you're being emotional. Ego. I'm being emotional, but you're asking me to explain something I never even said. Block Ill Will. He says you block 80 people per day. Now it's 81. Block Ill Will. Don't worry about what I be doing. I'm a grown ass man. Yeah. Kennedy Linder block you now is 81. Yeah. These dudes stay coming back. I know they do. You block 80 people. What's it to you? And the funny thing is, I got people who are regulars on my channel. They never get blocked. They don't always agree with me, but they never get blocked. You know why? Because they're respectful. They're not, they're not putting no crazy dumb shit that they can't explain, or they can explain their side. Is that simple? Man, y'all making it sound like I'm crazy, but whatever. They're like, ego's a savage. I'm not being savage. If you come to the chat, be willing to learn or be willing to explain. If you have a different side and you get called out on it and it doesn't sound like it makes any realistic sense, then that's all you have to do. Explain before the crowd. Plead your case. But these dudes, they can't understand simple mathematics, and then they're getting mad at me talking about, oh yeah, Poor ego, you're being emotional. It's not me. I just explained to you. You know, you guys want me to explain other people what they did. You know, there's explain why is Donald Trump being investigated by the feds. Like, what's that got to do with me? I don't have nothing to do with that regime. You know, you want me to, why did Donald Trump say fuck her right in the pussy? I can't explain what somebody else did. I can't be responsible for what every black man did in America or whatever boxing critic did. I can't be held accountable for that. Explain why CJ Ross scored at a draw. Mayweather Canelo. I can't do that. I didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want me to explain the laws of physics, all types of shit. Ask me to explain some shit I said. That's what I'm great at. Shout out to Marquise Fleming. Yeah, we hitting them with that phlegm. We spitting that mucus on these dudes. Shout out to you, $5 super chat. It said ego. You know. Kay says you could have different opinions without making outrageous statements with no bias. Yeah, exactly. And talking shit to the host on the host channel that we started from the ground up. You know what? Like, oh, you piece of shit. I'm telling you exactly why. You know, you don't have to agree with me. That's cool, but you will respect me. You talking about shut the fuck up, you mother. I just explained why I said it was a draw. And then these dudes are like, no way, he didn't win that. Once again, these dudes be, oh, you're reaching. How am I reaching? I just explained to you how this works. This is really basic. The perception of a lot of people is skewed because Tyson Fury won more rounds, which if you know boxing, that is possible if you double up in singular rounds. By getting knockdowns, by getting a knockdown, you almost save your skin, you know, or what's the term? You get saved by the skin of your teeth. You know, I don't know. I don't know what proverb I'm trying to say, but you know, you can win. Like I said, John Molina, when he fought Mickey Bay, he was losing like every round. But guess what? A knockout eradicated everything. It totally erased the bad performance because it's not like it erases, like nobody remembers it, like on some Men in Black shit. Stare right here. Not like that. But you know, you still win. If I go to BoxRec, it's gonna say John Molina beat Mickey Bay despite how well Mickey Bay was doing. Right? Knockdowns similar. Now, like a knockout obviously erases everything. Like, here's another example. See, this is what I'm saying. This is like really basic. Lucas Matisse fought that dude from Thailand, Taram Karam, right? I thought he was losing the fight. He didn't really look good in that fight. He looked pretty shitty. The fight right before Pacquiao against the dude from Thailand with the big ass calves, Taram Karam. But then he ended up hurting him and getting 2 knockdowns and knocking him out. But even if he didn't knock him out, if he won that round that big with 2 knockdowns and then the guy got back up and then he won maybe a few more rounds towards the end, then he could win or have a draw depending on, I don't remember exactly what round that knockout happened. It's that simple. And then here's another thing why, again, I know it's emotion. I know it's like who you want to win and fairy tale ending and Hollywood and all this stuff is this. Fury landed 13 more punches. 13. So, yeah, Wilder threw a lot. I think he threw maybe a little bit more and he missed more. But he still attempted. So he was, you know, missing a lot of punches. And that's what people were remembering. They're remembering how crazy he was looking, trying to detonate and trying to load up. He was like telegraphing his right, trying to load up, and he was trying to land it. But boxing is like success, and I'm gonna explain how. Let's say I'm a YouTuber. Oh, I am a YouTuber, but here's how it's success. Let's say I've been on YouTube for 7 years. and I put out all these videos, let's say 6,000 videos, and it didn't get, none of them gained any traction. That one video that I put out, let's say it goes super viral, like it gets like a crazy 40 million views, something crazy, right? That kind of alleviate like everything. So the years where I wasn't really successful, this is all hypothetical, but the years I wasn't really successful on the platform, that one viral video will probably take me over, because if you get a video that goes so viral, in turn you're going to get people to subscribe, and you have 40 million people watch your video, right? So at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, when you're scoring boxing, it doesn't matter if you put on a bad performance. The more knockdowns you get, the more you dig yourself out of a hole, because you're quickly erase it. Instead of having to win round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slow and steady wins the race, you've already doubled up by getting a 10-8 round. It's that simple. It's that simple, And people are acting like I said, Tyson Fury landed 13 more punches. You motherfuckers is acting like he threw 300 more and landed 170 more than Wilder. It was a close fight. Deal with it. The difference being is, like I said, the rounds Fury won by outboxing, he won them big. And, he had Wilder telegraphing and not looking great. So that's what people think. And so it's like amplified. But Wilder won less rounds for sure. But the 2 knockdowns saved him, because with 2 knockdowns, that's equivalent. He didn't win like 4 other total separate rounds, but with 2 10-8 rounds, that would be the equivalent of winning 4 rounds on a mathematical scorecard. And then you look at some of the earlier fight, that means he only had to win 2 other rounds. This is like so basic. So the knockdowns are already in the bank. He won those rounds, 10-8, 2 10-8 rounds. Added up in a 12-round fight, if you have 2 10-8 rounds, then that means you would only have to win 2 more rounds in the whole. So out of 10 rounds, you would only have to win 10, or excuse me, it's a 12-round fight. He won 2 rounds for sure with the knockdowns, 2 10-8 rounds. So that leaves 10 other rounds. That means in 10 rounds, you only have to get a draw, like I said. That means you would only have to, mathematically speaking, win 2 other rounds on your scorecard. Oh my gosh. I just said it was a draw. You keep saying, so who won Boxingego? I just told you. I thought it was a draw. That's what I said initially. That's what I said. Now you keep saying, so who won? I just said I thought it was a draw. People like that, the actual decision that it was, I thought that was it. I thought Fury did great. I thought Fury, he had Deontay Wilder looking crazy in there. But again, you quickly get to, here, I'll give you a little bit of just a quick story. When I worked at Lowe's, right? Stores used to get in trouble for having a lot of shrink. Shrink is merchandise your computer is says you're supposed to have. And then when we do inventory, we can't find it. So that means either people are stealing it, returns are being processed incorrectly. So it says we have one of this drill and we really don't. Like I said, shoplifters are stealing it, or the receiving and shipping, they're, not checking it and when they're offloading it, and there's some broken processes there, right? So if you had a lot of shrink, then it's not good. You'll get reamed and in trouble from the district manager. My store manager says, he told me this, we were doing the inventory. There's a Burbank Lowe's, and there's money out in Burbank. And it's one of the most popular, I don't know about now, this was years ago when I worked with Lowe's. There's one of the Burbank lows at the time was one of the busiest lows out of the whole, in the whole United States. It's like one of the best selling ones, or at least on the West Coast, right? So they had a ton of shrink, right? They had a ton of shrink, like a ridiculous amount of ridiculous amount of missing merchandise and stuff like that. But they never really got in trouble because they would outsell their shrink. What I mean is they would do such a high volume of sales that it's still kind of leveraged out, But if my store, which was a profitable store, but it wasn't as profitable as the Burbank store, if our store people would get fired. If we had the same amount of shrink inventory missing as the Burbank store, but the Burbank store stayed safe because they made so much money for the company. I don't know if that, if that's too technical for some of you guys to understand that maybe never worked retail. So basically, Burbank, since it was such a profitable, lucrative store, it was able to outsell their shrink. Like they had a crazy amount of shrink and merchandise that, got lost in the sauce, but they also made a lot of money. No, I don't live in Burbank. I don't live there. This is just a Lowe's. So even though they had a crazy amount of, item like inventory that didn't show up during inventory, or items that weren't, a crazy dollar amount of inventory missing, they also made a lot of money. So it was able to leverage. And that's kind of how it goes. Like, just look at like Floyd Mayweather. Let's say Floyd Mayweather, he has so much money that if he loses $12,000 on a sports bet, he's going to be mad, but it's not going to be the end of the world. If one of us lose $12,000 on anything, we'd be pissed probably, like what the fuck, because it's all in relation to how much. That's how it is. Tyson Fury looked better for more rounds for sure. But when you're dealing with knockdowns, you're dealing with scoring. So in essence, it's equivalent of 2 knockdowns is equivalent of Deontay Wilder winning 2 extra rounds that he didn't win. But since they're 10-8 rounds instead of 2 10-9 rounds, that becomes 2 other rounds where he has 2 more points. So that would be the equivalent of winning 4 rounds. Plus you look at the first 4 or 5 rounds, and I thought Wilder was doing good work. That means he would only have to win 2 other rounds to get a draw, factually speaking. It's very easy to understand. And if you don't understand basic math, or you don't want to hear it, then of course you're gonna be like, you're full of shit, you're biased and all that. But what I just said is absolutely true. With 2 knockdowns in a 12-round fight, that would be the equivalent of winning 4 rounds. And he would only have to win 2 more rounds. 2 plus 4 is 6. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So to score a draw, he would need the 2 knockdown rounds, and he would need 2 more rounds. That's math. Hey, AJ says the first 5 rounds to me were really close between the 2. It could probably go to Wilder, making him win by 1 or 2. That's what I'm saying. And I didn't even say Wilder absolutely won, but I'll watch it again. That's why I have it as a draw as of right now. Because like you said, the first 5 rounds, it wasn't like Tyson Fury was just like bombing on Wilder. And see, this particular fight becomes easy to score in the sense of only one guy got knockdowns. If both of them got knockdowns, then that would kind of like neutralize, it's like +5 plus -5, it would kind of level out. But Tyson Fury got no knockdowns, so you would only have to just score his rounds. Wilder got 2 knockdowns, which were clearly 2 10-8 rounds. Very easy to see. That's why I don't see why people are so alarmed by this, and it still adds up and it still makes sense. I get it. Deontay Wilder, he didn't look as sharp. That's because he did lose more rounds. He lost more rounds. But you can afford to lose more rounds if you equalize it with knockdowns and bank some rounds. You can't just get, unless you got hella knockdowns. I mean, this is just common sense. You ever see okay, Manny Pacquiao, he knocked Chris Algieri down 6 times. It gets to a point, I'm trying to think of the math on my head. In a 12-round fight, Chris Algieri would virtually need a knockout to win, because he's in such a hole, such a deficit, because Pacquiao keeps knocking him down. 6 knockdowns is really hard to come back from. I believe you would have to get a knockout, because Pacquiao knocked him the fuck down hella times. It's hard to, he would have to, that's why you knew what was going to be the outcome, because Chris Algieri he's never really showed the power to get Pacquiao out of there. You get what I'm saying? So you knew it was a wrap. Coming back from 6 knockdowns. So yeah, the more knockdowns you get, obviously the more it's going to leverage things out. This is basic boxing. Like, we've seen fights where people, see, this is, once again, this is how I know who knows boxing and who doesn't, because people are acting so stumped by this, and this is outrageous. This has been something that Wilder has faced throughout his career, getting outboxed, or giving up back-to-back rounds or some rounds, and then equalizing it with power. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Luis Ortiz. I thought Luis Ortiz was up, and then Wilder got a 5th round knockdown. That leveraged things out a little bit. Then Ortiz came back pretty good in 6, so that made the fight closer just with the knockdown. And then Ortiz, almost got him out of there in round 7. But then he comes back and he knocks down Luis Ortiz, I think, 2 other times, and the second one was waved off. So he's made a career of doing this, of giving up rounds, and then he wipes everything away. Because he has the type of power to wipe things away. Spilka was doing all right, but then he wiped all that out with one shot. This is Wilder's career. The only motherfuckers that's mad and don't understand it is the ones that are truly racist and truly biased. This is Wilder's always. He was losing to Gerald Washington. If you're being real, shout out to my dude Gerald Washington. He from virtually the same place as me. He from Vallejo, 707. I'm from Fairfield, but it's all the same. We still Bay 707. Say it backwards. Gerald Washington was doing really well. Gerald Washington was doing well and beating him. That's what happens when you have power like that. So, people are so up in arms. This is bullshit. And shocked. This is kind of characteristic of Wilder's career in certain fights. The better fights. Except for Stavern. I don't know. He just has Stavern's number. But, like I said, Gerald Washington was beating him, in my opinion. Shout out to Arthur, what up? Gerald Washington was outboxing him, but that's what happens when you have that type of power. In terms of grace, Tyson Fury all the way. Tyson Fury looked more graceful. He seemed like more of a complete game plan as to what he wanted to do. His accuracy looked better. His boxing fundamentals looked better. I'm keeping it real. I'm telling you everything what I seen. Tyson Fury used a lot of feints, good movement. He boxed his ass off. Boxed Wilder's ears off. But, the more knockdowns you get, the more you're leveraged. Shout out to Kuwait. The more you leverage it, no matter what you were doing. You could be looking horrible in a fight like John Molina versus Mickey Bay. But then guess what? John Molina has cracks. So he erased that. All the good work Mickey Bay had done for, 11 rounds. I got to watch it again, but I think I had Mickey Bay winning every round. He erased all that. Wilder didn't quite erase it because, Fury got back up. It was allowed to continue. But that's why I seen it a draw, just because it was Those 2 knockdowns saved him. Again, if he had one other knockdown, then that would have definitely been Tyson Fury, or it would have been more likely Tyson Fury, I guess. I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to watch the first 5 rounds again. But it would more likely, because one knockdown, that means he would have had to win 3 rounds clean. You know, with the one knockdown, he would have had to win 3, I believe 3 other rounds clean. You know, that's what happens when you're a puncher. You have the ability to like come from a deficit. This is common sense in boxing. You know, look at Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. He was getting his ass whooped by Meldrick Taylor. He got power. He's durable. He got power. So in the 12th round, he turned everything around. Like, this is basic boxing, basic math. What up, Ego? Just supporting the page. Jesse Wyatt, shout out to you. Supporting the page and hustle, by the way. With you being from the West, I really like the new Ice Cube album. He's spitting. Hashtag Dallas, Texas. I forgot that drop. I seen that little preview. I like Cube, you know. I've always supported Cube. America's Most Wanted, Lethal Injection, Death Certificate. Those are all classic. I Want to Kill Uncle Sam. Oh, yeah. War and Peace was even dope. So, you know, I really, if you know boxing, I really don't understand the controversy to this degree unless we're talking about emotion. Like I said, the knockdowns saved Wilder. Tyson Fury, he did the cleaner work. No doubt about it. Cleaner work, won more rounds. But once again, when you're a puncher, why do you think they call it an equalizer? You know, like Denzel and the Equalizer, because you can nullify things. You can equalize. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I'm giving y'all that baptism. Y'all don't know shit. Why do you think they call power the equalizer? Equalizer, noun.
Equalizer.
A thing that has an equalizing effect. A weapon, especially a gun. A passive network designed to modify a frequency response, especially to compensate for distortion. That is the definition of equalize. Let me continue. Equalizer.
Equalizer.
Noun, one that equalizes, such as A score that ties a game. B, an electronic device, as in a sound reproducing system used to adjust response to different audio frequencies. Example of equalizer in a sentence. He scored the equalizer in the 60th minute. That's what fucking power is if you have it and you can get it off. If you can't, then you fucked. You know? This is basic boxing. So it's like, let's take a look. This is what I'm saying. Like, if you know sports, this is like basic stuff. Like, let's say baseball. A team can get their ass kicked for 8 innings, right? Seven innings or so, right? And in that 8th inning, get a grand slam and an extra score, and, you know, push it to overtime, you know, if the team was up by that much. So they didn't do shit for several innings, but it's a score. So in one inning, you know, I've seen baseball games like that where, you know, they score multiple times and even the score. It's that simple. So a lot of people are like, oh, Tyson easily won that. Yeah, because he won more rounds. That's all people are thinking about. They're thinking about how Tyson Fury won more rounds, which is cool. But you have to understand, you're tallying up a score. And if you know how to score with 2 knockdowns, that means Wilder needed 2 other rounds. And in the first filler rounds, you know, I think he won some of those. Namely round 2 And I know there was another one, but I don't want to quote myself on it and be like, oh, he didn't win that. But, you know, Tyson Fury, he developed into his game plan. And he got better as the fight wore on. You know, people are like, oh, this is outrageous. He landed 13 more punches. It's really not as outrageous. People are just, I think it's the perception, because Wilder didn't look like a sharpshooter and missed, and the accuracy wasn't there, and he looked tired at spots, and, you know, and he was befuddled with Tyson's boxing ability. So people, you know, they look at that, they see the frustrated Wilder and stuff like that. So that's what they're going off of. But you still got to add up your score from each round. It's that simple. You know, people, oh, this was robbery. I think Abel Sanchez, he said it wasn't a robbery, but he thought Tyson Fury won. I'm good with that. If you said, I mean, it's whatever. If you thought, like I said, if you thought it was a long count, or like you see, and people are tripping off this long count thing. I think the count was I think it was a hair long, you know, 10, 11 seconds, something like that. And then he gave him extra time to walk and stuff. That's what they're talking about, the long count. I know some people probably exaggerating, saying it was 25 seconds and stuff like that. But, you know, Jack Reese pretty much admitted that he wanted, in this level of a fight, in the final round, given how both fighters have fought, he didn't want to be the deciding factor. He wanted to basically let him go out on his shield. I respect that, and I understand that, you know. It is what it is. Who wants to be the ref that broke up the fight and everyone's like, fuck you, Jack Reese, you know, because you know, we've seen fights like that. Like Mayweather fought McGregor, and because he didn't knock him down, Kenny Bayless jumped in. People were like, oh, we don't know. I want to see him knocked out. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, the ref don't want to be the one that everyone blames and shit. You know, Ward Kovalev, because actually Tony Weeks, I wish Tony Weeks allowed Ward to keep assaulting Kovalev, just so people would have no excuse, because the first thing they reverted to in that Kovalev rematch was, it was low blows and shit that was on the belt line. You know, completely omitting the fact that that Ward hit him with the right cross upstairs, you know, and they still talking about low blows and shit. He got hit with a headshot, which set everything up. Yeah, I mean, he gave, like I said, I'm not gonna cry over the count and all that, because Fury survived. So obviously, how can you say it was the wrong decision if Fury made it out of the round in one piece? You know, that's how I look at it. If you're mad at Jack Reese, I mean, he gave him a hair longer, but then Fury was able to recuperate and, you know, have the dignity, and it created controversy for the rematch, you know, so fuck it. It is what it is. You know, I'm not gonna, that's the least of my concerns right now. What surprised me about McGregor was that he was kind of outboxing Mayweather till he got tired. Hell no. Floyd carried McGregor. Floyd carried McGregor. if you believe that Floyd was in there with his A game, then I don't know what to tell you. We've seen Floyd's defense throughout his career, you know. Floyd's defense is on point, you know, especially against Conor. Conor's not even like boxing fast. Floyd was just fighting aggressive because he knew he could. Put it this way. Why didn't Floyd fight De La Hoya like that? Why didn't he fight Canelo like that? Because he probably would have got knocked down or knocked out, you know, getting doing too much with it, because he respected them. You know what I'm saying? He didn't respect Conor McGregor's boxing ability. Trust me. And I know he didn't. Like, see, I can't reveal all of the sauce and my sources and stuff. He wasn't even really training for that fight, bro. And I know that. You know, I know that from direct sources. He wasn't training like he trains for. Like, I'm not saying he wasn't training at all, you know, but he was at 10 Goose Gym and shit. When has he ever done that? You know, normally when he's training for a fight, he's at his gym. You know, maybe goes to that like another gym for I think he spent most of his time at Ten Goose Gym, just training. You know, when he did train, he was bringing in lighter sparring partners. Why would you bring in lighter sparring partners when you're fighting a bigger Conor McGregor? I'm trying to give y'all game. You know, I know a lot about that particular camp. Here's another thing. Notice his daddy wasn't really in the videos with him training. His dad was working with whoever, Devin Haney and Tabiti and all these other people. You know what I'm saying? He didn't consider Conor. Floyd told you what he was doing. He said, "I'm about to rob the bank." He told you. He said, "I'm about to rob the bank." That's exactly what he did. He knew Conor couldn't fuck with him. Boxing. Jesse Wyatt, $10 super chat. Thank you. That's a team throwing for 500 yards and rushing for another 200. Was held to 7 field goals and no touchdowns. The opposing team did nothing on offense but caught 2 picks, 6s, and a kick return for a touchdown to tie, still 21-21. See, that's what I'm saying. If you know basic sports, there's a lot of things that can happen. You could be doing horrible, in the first 3 quarters and then just have a hot 4th quarter and push and force a overtime. Boxing don't have an overtime. But you get what I'm saying. You can be getting your ass kicked for 7, 8 innings. 6, 7, 8 innings or whatever. And then at your last at bat, come through. That's what happens when you're a power puncher. You have that ability. Like guys who don't have a punching power, they're getting outboxed. It's a wrap. That's why I like punchers. I like to watch punchers because, technically they're still in it. Like I've seen guys all the time. You see it. I'm trying to think of a fight. I've seen fights where guys were just like destroying the person, looking good, and they start getting tired or some shit, and that puncher comes on. Wrap. Yeah, like I said, that's a good point. Black hearted. I'm letting the fighter go out on his shield if he's performing. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to rob him of that opportunity. He was hurt and all that, but he had done good. He had done very well. So you don't want the fight to, like, I actually prefer referees like what Jack Reese did, because I don't like when it's I don't want to feel like the referee influenced the outcome. I don't even want to feel like the referee's in that motherfucker. We need a ref, obviously, to we need a referee to moderate what's going on, but I like it when the referee is almost virtually like they're not there. And that's what Jack Reese did. You don't want to take that away from Tyson Fury. He boxed his ass off, so you don't want to just be like, nope, first sign of danger. Actually, that's what pissed me off. Here's an example. See, I told you I know my boxing. Carl Froch versus George Groves, the first one. Carl Froch was in trouble, and then the referee, it starts with an 8. What is it? That dude be making some fucked up calls for UK fights. But anyway, I forgot the ref's name. Howard, or it starts with an H, I think. I'm tripping right now. But anyway, Carl Froch, he respected him. And when Carl Froch got knocked down early, he gave Carl Froch every opportunity to, to come back alive. Then Carl Froch turned things around and hurt George Groves. And it was like almost immediately when Carl Froch tried to jump on him, the referee had Groves in a headlock and like waved it off. That's bullshit. See, and then that's the fight where I blame the ref. Like that was some bullshit. That referee in the Carl Froch, because let George Groves, you gave, Carl Froch the hero treatment, allow him to save himself. But as soon as George Groves got hurt in a competitive fight, you gonna wave it off. Oh my gosh. See, this is why I love Ego's Army. Jesse Wyatt killing y'all. $2 super chat. Khan was whooping Canelo until he got hit. That's what I'm saying. Khan, I don't know how they had like 2 judges gave the fight to Canelo. I thought Khan won the first 4 rounds. I thought he lost round 5, and then he obviously got snot knocked out of his nose in the 6th round, so he lost that. But Khan was doing good. But again, that's what happens when you're the bigger guy, the puncher, the equalizer. Like, you know, can't make no mistakes. It just blows my mind that a lot of people don't know shit about boxing, you know, and then they're banking off of what other people say, you know. So they're making this Wilder Fury something, you know. It's like trying to take away from the event. I don't see it being as egregious as possible because, how did you? I literally seen people on Twitter during the fight, and they gave Fury eight rounds. What did he do in the 2nd round? Because I thought Wilder won that one. You get what I'm saying? Well, like what? Like honestly, somebody break down. Somebody break down why you gave Tyson Fury the 2nd round. If you gave Tyson Fury the 2nd round intelligent, and I'm going to watch it on my phone. I'll watch the 2nd round right here, right now. What did Tyson Fury do? I'm really asking. I want to hear this. See, this is what I'm saying. People always, oh, this is bullshit, robbery, but they can't even break it down. See, everything I'm saying I could break down. The only thing I can't break down right now is because I don't have a pen and I watch the fight live, so I don't have every single round memorized. This happened, this, but I still have a overview of what happened, and I still remember watching it in the Staples Center, and I know that I was giving Wilder some of the early rounds, unlike some of the people who had Tyson Fury winning the first 8 rounds. How did you have Tyson Fury winning the first 8 rounds? What was he doing so incredible in the first 4? He was feinting a lot and shit like that. He was jabbing. You know, Wilder was going to the body and he was stalking Fury. This was before he got tired. He wasn't completely inaccurate at first. So you judge the jab and feints over body shots and power punching? You know, Fury was trying to get something going. Use his height, range. You know, I'm not mad at Fury, but again, that's what made the fight close. Motherfuckers making it like Tyson Fury was just like murdered Wilder in the first 3-4 rounds. What? I really didn't. Like, I'm telling you from the live experience. That's why I said, and see, this is how I know these people don't want to learn. They just want to be right. They just want to feel how they want to feel. That's fine. Have at that. I'm explaining why I feel what I feel. You know, I told you guys I would watch it again. You know, I don't have no reason to lie. Put it this way. If I was lying, I wouldn't even explain shit. I'd be like, man, fuck that. Wilder won or is a draw. You know, that's all I would say. I wouldn't take the time to break it down and make it make sense. You know, I don't have to make shit up to be right. You know, I tell you what I see. Fury's herky-jerky approach didn't have a high punch output, so a lot of them early rounds were swing rounds. That's what I'm saying. But somehow, see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm glad you put that. The swing rounds, for some reason, all went to the challenger on some people's scorecard. All of them. Like I said, when I was watching, when I went on Twitter to tweet and I was doing I didn't do round by round. I was just focused on the fight. But I was seeing on my timeline, people had Fury winning 8-0. So all the swing rounds went to him. All of them. And that's rare for the challenger. See, that's what I'm saying. They bend and twist the rules. When Kovalev was the champion and there were swing rounds, you're like, oh, close rounds went to Kovalev. No, Ward didn't get it. Fuck no. There's no way Andre Ward won those. Blah, blah, blah. You automatically granted the champion swing rounds. You know? No way, no. Andre Ward, no, he got knocked down. Ward got knocked down one fucking time, and his eyes weren't rolling in the back of his head. You guys are full of shit. A lot of you. Full of fucking shit. Ward got knocked down one time and won on all three judges' scorecards by 1 round, which was, indicative of what that was, a close fight. And then people were outraged. Oh, no. Ward lost. And they were mad because the champion, you got to take the belt from the champion, and swing rounds should have went to the champion. But now Wilder's the champion, so he don't get no swing rounds. Just nope. All Fury in the first, 4 or 5 rounds. All Fury. Come on, man. Ward got knocked down once and then won the fight by 1 point. Wilder knocked down Fury twice. And that alone on a scorecard means he only had to win 2 other rounds. They gave every fucking swing round because nothing was even really bracking in the very, very beginning. Like first 3-4 rounds, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see nothing crazy. Fury was like trying to get into a rhythm, jab, trying to use. We got a new channel member. Shout out to ESL. Shmoney Gang, welcome. I got some new stuff. I got some new gear. I've been cleaning up and doing different stuff, but it's over there. I don't feel like getting it. But I got some new gear. We bringing this boxing shit back. But can we get some claps for the new channel member, ESL? Listen, I don't want to continue the stream unless you guys get some clap emojis going. We got to make them feel welcome, because they're helping the channel in a crazy way. That's going to facilitate different things, allow me to do more things with the channel. So the channel memberships, Patreon, Super Chat, we got to show them love. I need some clap emojis from y'all. I understand it's the holidays too. People don't have to participate and partake and help the channel in this way, especially around the holidays. So the ones that do, we got to give it up. I need more than that from my new member, our new member. Shout out to ESL. He got the money green with it now. We need some more. Make them feel welcome. Make them feel welcome. But yeah, man, it's ironic. People, they changed their method of scoring. See, this is that HBO boxing bullshit that they used to do, where they change how they view fights. Like, Floyd's boxing. Floyd's the best boxer of this fucking, on this planet. He's the best boxer of this generation. He boxed, it was boring. Why didn't he press for a knockout? And then someone else like Lomachenko boxes, it's amazing. We love it. This is great. Oh my gosh. Look at the footwork. Like I said, a lot of y'all full of shit, man. They change it all the time. HBO boxing, they always like the aggressor. Always like the aggressor. And then all of a sudden, when the wrong person is the aggressor, like Canelo for whatever reason, and he's walking Golovkin down in the rematch. Shout out to Easy Money, $5 super chat, Shmoney Gang. So HBO for years now has been on this kick of loving the aggressor. Whoever's the aggressor is winning. If you're fighting like David Lemieux, and you're not getting beat, you're the man. Yeah. Chocolatito's offense. Yeah. Canelo was walking Golovkin down in the rematch. Walking him down. Now all of a sudden, people scored it for Golovkin. How you score? I thought you liked the aggressor. Canelo was the aggressor for majority of that rematch. So when Canelo was on the back foot in the first fight with Golovkin, you didn't score him the rounds. You're like, nah, Golovkin's pursuing him. He's landing and trying for the harder shots. They did a Freaky Friday in the rematch, and then Canelo, the smaller guy, which is more impressive because he's a guy that only had 1.5, 2 fights at the 160 plus, he started walking Golovkin down. Now all of a sudden you don't like the aggressor. You know, it don't make sense, man. This is what they do. You know, a black fighter, they do this all the time. This type of shit. I know people get mad, but I don't care. It's the reality. You see it. For example, there's people out there that are like, oh, Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence, he's going to get knocked out. Why? He gets hit too much. Crawford, I don't like how he was getting hit by Deary Jean or Ndongo. If this was so-and-so, he would have. So wait, you're scared for Crawford and saying he gonna get knocked out because he gets hit too much, but then you like Brandon Rios when Brandon Rios was coming up. Who get hit more? Who has more all around skill? Crawford or Brandon Rios? You know, you like Ruslan Provodnikov. He get hit by everything. Anything you could flick a booger at Ruslan and he getting hit with that. I love Ruslan, but that's the reality. He's not much on the defense side. Golovkin get hit all the time too. Golovkin is there to be hit, but he's there to fuck you up too. So, you know, if you can't withstand what he got coming, then you might lose, you know, because he's a good fighter, but he gets hit. But, you know, you're concerned with Errol Spence getting hit too much. What about Golovkin? He don't be moving his head. You know, what about Brandon Rios? All these other motherfuckers y'all be liking in the comments. That's what I'm saying. Fake shit. Oh, yeah, Crawford, I mean, he's just getting hit too much. Ugh. What about Oscar Valdez? He be in, like, unnecessary wars. He went to the Olympics twice. Good fighter, but, you know, sometimes the war is not always what you want to be in. That's why he had a broken jaw and he had to sit the rest of the year out. You know, and I fuck with Oscar Valdez. That's why he switched with Canelo's trainer. And that's a good move because the Reynoso is going to probably try to have him right. You know, Ryan Garcia was getting hit a lot in his last two. You know, listen, it's part of boxing. It's part of developing. You know, not everyone's going to have like Pernell Whitaker-esque defense. But I'm just talking about the double standards, how Errol Spence get hit too much. But what about, you know, these other people? And you don't hear them say that about them. Kane killing y'all. Carlos Takam was stopped while on his feet against Joshua, but Fury was clearly unconscious on his back and against Wilder, and they allowed him to continue. Yeah. And then Jack Reese was like in his grill. He was like an umpire. Blue 42. Omaha. That man was counting like all in his face and shit, all in the video. But hey, whatever. This game is funny. But yeah, I just don't understand the crazy uproar. And like I said, that's what happens when you're a puncher. You can equalize shit. You can nullify. Hey, somebody said I'm excited to see Lomachenko versus Pedraza. Why did y'all block his comment? Or what happened to that comment? That is no reason for that to be blocked. Yeah, but he like crouched down and was doing the numbers. Not stand. A lot of guys will stand up and count. He like squatted down, it looked like. Yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts. It was a good fight. You know, let's not take away from the event. I thought Fury did well. I'm not mad if you picked Fury, if you had him winning. But I thought it was a draw-ish because, like I said, in those first couple rounds, they were filler rounds. And it's just funny to me. Like I said, it's funny to me that when the champ is the champ you want it to be, like Kovalev or something, the filler filler rounds or like swing rounds, the champ gets all of them in that situation. But then when it's Wilder, the black channels, then all of a sudden he don't get no swing rounds. Literally got 0 swing rounds from some of these critics. Like, I literally seen people say that Wilder only won the 2 rounds he got knockdowns in. That's, and then people get mad. You're mad that I scored it a draw? Because I gave Wilder 2 more rounds than you, which would score it a draw. And you're saying I'm biased, but you only gave Wilder in 12 rounds. You literally only gave him 2 rounds, only the rounds where he had a knockdown. Fury was not even active like that at the very beginning. He was just trying to get into his game plan, get into his rhythm. He was dealing with an immense puncher. He didn't come out in round 1 just tagging Wilder and making Wilder miss and crazy Philly shell. It was nothing like that. So yeah, I scored it a draw. Again, the 2 knockdowns definitely saved Wilder because he needed everything he could get. Because when Fury came on, that's when he started putting that work in, and we seen who's the superior boxer. But once again, I could have told you that before the bell even rung. Who's the sharper boxer? I mean, is there anybody who thought that Wilder was gonna come out and and be the? That's not how Wilder fights. Like I said, in situations like this, you reveal how little you know about the sport. This is Wilder's MO. Like I said, Gerald Washington was winning rounds on him. You got that equalizing power. You can get some shit done. That's the reality of it. It's that simple. Yeah, man, we just working. I'm anxious to see what Anthony Joshua does, and if Wilder Fury, if that is actually next for the rematch. They might as well get it out the way. That's something I'll change, and I don't always do this on my channel, but when I was in LA still, high off of, not like that high, but high off of the fight had just happened. When I went back to my hotel room, I did say that I don't think they should do an immediate rematch. But that was more, if you listen to what I said, I was saying they shouldn't do an immediate rematch because I think they're both deserving of a break instead of a tough fight. But, the more I thought about it, fuck it. Take the break after, take a stay busy fight after, because you don't want somebody else to potentially, defeat the guy or make him look vulnerable. You got to strike while the iron's hot. So the more I thought about it, I'm like, nah, this is perceived as like a Ward Kovalev type of fight, Marcos Maidana versus Floyd. So fuck it. They need to, might as well just fight each other next. I sent a super chat. Ego, you didn't read it? Hold on. Oh, yeah, I got it. Shout out to eWisdom 37, $3 money gang. Ego, I think Khan will give Crawford problems. I agree. Here's the thing. Khan gives virtually everybody problems, but it's his durability that people have the problem with. I think stylistically, Crawford's still new-ish. Like, he's a great fighter, but he's new. He's competitive. He has power, But, Jose Benavidez wasn't getting blown out at first. So, yeah, I think Amir Khan can steal some rounds. You got to adjust to that type of speed and stuff like that. But the biggest thing with Amir Khan is if he gets clipped. And fighting Crawford is almost inevitable. Who hasn't Crawford clipped? you know, hit with some hard shot. And if he hit, Crawford is an underrated finisher. He's so competitive and he knows what to do. Who has survived a Crawford onslaught? Victor Postal. And he was the one. And the funny thing is, they try to say Crawford ran. Postal was running his ass. I was at that fight. I was in like the 5th row. That man Postal was running. He started feeling that power. He did not want no smoke. But Crawford's an underrated finisher. He will get you out of there. So, it's hard for me to think that Amir Khan just outboxes him beautifully for majority of 12 rounds without, getting touched with something. Because Crawford, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I think he got dog in him. I think he has heart. So even if he was losing badly, I don't think he's going to go out like that. I don't think he's just going to just like feel sorry for himself and have a pity party. He has an amateur pedigree and, I just don't see him going out like that. So he will go for broke, He will take those penitentiary chances. And that's all it takes, fucking with Khan, jaw and shit. I say Khan gets clipped like he's at his barber. Hey, why? See, y'all playing. You said he gets clipped like he's at this barber. Hey, you tripping? Y'all crazy. Yeah, Khan's a good fighter, but I don't have like confident. Like I rate Crawford. I said he's number 1 pound for pound, so I don't have the confidence that Khan will stay safe for 12 rounds. He's gonna have to show me that with Crawford. I think. Listen, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, and Crawford are the worst fights for Khan at the weight, in my opinion. Kell Brook's a hard fight for him too, but that's a little bit leverage because Kell Brook took 2 losses and his eyes be fucked up. So, maybe that evens the score. Keith Thurman would be a horrible fight for Khan. I think Errol Spence and then Terrence Crawford. I think those fights. You look like you're related to Khan. Eat. So, I just see, like I said, Khan, he's a type of fighter where he's exciting. He has heart. But I don't know. It's boxing. We'll see. What do you guys like more, Collazo, Crawford, or Amir Khan and Crawford? Let's hear a vote. I want to hear a vote. What fight did you prefer for Crawford if you had to choose from those two? Amir Khan or Collazo for Crawford? Amir, Khan, and Crawford. Khan and Crawford. Okay. So people like the Khan fight better. And Khan also beat Collazo too, so fuck it. Boxing is weird like that because I think Collazo's probably more durable. And he gave Keith Thurman that run for his money, so I didn't even think that was a bad fight. But Khan is a bigger name and is a, interesting stylistic matchup if Khan's at his best. So, it's a bigger fight for sure. See, that's what I'm saying. Some people just care about whatever's the bigger fight, the bigger names, But whatever. Anyway, I'm about to wrap it up. The Vampire Stream. Shout out to the new channel member, everybody on the super chats. Today is there's a couple fights, so I'm gonna be doing my thing. That's why I want to be well rested. Lomachenko's fighting Clarissa Shields, Cecilia Brækhus, HBL's final fight card. Roman Chocolatito was supposed to be on the card, but he broke his leg or something, or his knee or something. Amir Khan, Kell Brook, that should have happened already, but I would prefer that to Terrence Crawford just because of the history with them two. Actually, my honest opinion, I would rather it be switched. I would rather see like Crawford and Pacquiao and Broner and Khan. You know, like if they could switch their dance part, Adrian Broner and Amir Khan, that's a fun fight. And Terrence Crawford versus Pacquiao, that's a fun fight. It's just like when Amir Khan moved up and fought Canelo, and then Kell Brook moved up and fought Triple G. Amir Khan should have fought Kell Brook instead of Kell Brook fighting Triple G, and instead of Amir Khan fighting Canelo, Canelo should have been fighting Golovkin. But hey, boxing's weird. They do whatever they want. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here. The Vampire Stream. Yeah, I fuck with Isaac Dogbo. He be trying to knock people out. And he's growing in confidence. I like Teofimo Lopez a lot too. And Regis Prograis. Speaking of Regis Prograis, I heard the World Boxing Super Series is having an issue. Like, people aren't getting paid and stuff. And there was like a risk of it being in jeopardy and it being canceled. That would be horrible. That would be an L for boxing. Because I want to see Zolte or whatever and Nonito and Nui and Taylor versus Regis Prograis or whatever. You know, these next matches. Regis and Ivan Barracuda, Baranchuk, whatever. And Taylor's next opponent, Kirill Relic. I want to see all them fights. So that would be horrible. Tabiti in the cruiserweight. You know, that would be horrible if it gets canceled. That would be a real L. Who's Lopez? Lopez and Lomachenko. Who's Lopez? Mario Lopez? He said good, another L for DAZN. Hey, you tripping. Yeah, that would be an L. You might as well stay on. Hell no, I gotta sleep, bro. See, you trying to lure me into some more. Yeah, you might as well just stay on. And I'm like watching Lomachenko fight like this. Sleeping like Tyson Fury, getting a quick little power nap in the 12th. Khan would catch a check hook and drop against Broner. Yeah, but Broner, that's a good fight. Because Broner, sometimes he don't let his hands go enough. But then, you know, Khan's chin. So, like, Khan, if he start that eesh, and, you know, Broner, he would have to really let his hands go to time Khan. Like Danny Garcia did. Anyway, I'm out. Y'all trying to lure me on to stay on. I got to get some sleep. Oh, Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko. Damn, that's crazy. Top Rank ain't going to make that. Hey, you know what? Lomachenko, I didn't dig that response about Pacquiao. I thought that was too convenient. That was kind of weak to me. Talking about Pacquiao too old. Pacquiao might give Lomachenko that work. If they fought at 140, Pacquiao got a chance for sure. You talking about Lomachenko saying like, oh, it's an old legend. You gotta give Pacquiao something to respect. Both of them be jumping in and shit trying to land. So I don't know. I had to see that. You know, I don't think Pacquiao's so faded where that's not a good fight. Rigo is the same age as Pacquiao. That excuse was bullshit. See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I would have just not said nothing about it. Just be like, Pacquiao's a legend. I don't see it happening. Appreciate the stream tonight, 6 a.m. here. Yeah, man, y'all trying to... Yeah, I gotta go. Y'all trying to lure me into this. The Vampire Stream. We working. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for coming out. God bless. The Vampire Stream. Oh, see, y'all motherfuckers think y'all slick. You know, I try to plug y'all. The director of Training Day, Showtime stepping their game up. Let's just say that. This has nothing to do with boxing, by the way. But anyway, Showtime, they're stepping their game up. They got this. Look, of course they're gonna lure me in with this. Look, Showtime think they slick. They gonna lure me in with this. You see that? It says American Dream, America Nightmare, and look how they spell night. I'm like, what is this? They got a Suge Knight Death Row documentary on Showtime coming out. Directed by Hey, I'm giving y'all too much of that sauce. Hey, this shit look hard. They had Pac on there. He said, in 1 year, we outsold Bad Boy LaFace. Hey, I gotta watch that. Anyway, that's the director of The Equalizer and the director of Training Day. The video's on YouTube, so you can watch it. You know, I don't want them to try to monetize my video and copyright, you know. Be like, oh, this is we're getting paid off your long ass stream. But that shit look hard. They gonna set us up. They said a lot of people think you killed Biggie, and he just smoking a cigar. He didn't long ass pause, and he didn't say nothing. Hell nah. They of course they gonna leave it like that part. You know what I'm saying? They say a lot of people thought you, yeah, Antoine Fuqua. That's the link in case y'all want to check it out. I just seen that right before I started this stream. That shit look wet. That shit look hard. You know, classic hip hop tale. You know, Death Row Records was worth they were worth like almost $1 billion in their prime. That's crazy. Like a bunch of Bloods and Crips, and that's crazy, bro. They were worth almost $1 billion. It was like 650 million or some shit. They were worth almost $1 billion in its prime with Pac, Snoop, and everybody. Suge. That looked dope though. They said, "Hey, did you kill Biggie?" He just keep driving, didn't say nothing. Death Row East, believe in it. Do you believe in Boxingego new media? We working. Shout out to y'all, man. The Vampire Stream. I'll be back with some more heat. Cover these fights. Salute. Shout out to the new members. Shout out to everybody. Suge had an empire but fucked it all up. See, that's what happens when you get, a bunch of street dudes. Like, it could be cool for a minute, but they was like, that's why Dre left. They said he was like, you would get your ass beat and motherfuckers are getting jumped in the studio. It just, if you work at Apple, I'm pretty sure that's not how they're going to treat you. You seen Vanilla Ice. He was talking about he got hung off that balcony. You know what I'm saying? They hung that. They hugged it. All right, stop. Collaborate and they hung that man off a balcony. He said, I needed to wear a diaper that day. I'm pretty sure if you went to Apple, when Steve Jobs was around, they not just like holding you over a balcony and shit. You just can't, motherfuckers be gangbanging and not everyone can transition from, some street shit and gangbanging to like, Wall Street, you know, business. And a lot of people aren't business savvy. They still doing hood shit. Like, hey, he owe us some money, bro. Let's kill him. Let's kill him. Like, what? Bro, you can't just, you know, you a celebrity. You can't just be killing people. Like, paparazzi recording you and shit. Nate Dogg said he carried his heat every day. Rest in peace to Nate Dogg. See, Nate Dogg, too, I remember that tape. Death Row had this tape. They were on a golf course, and Nate Dogg was just like swinging. He was swinging that golf course. He was swinging at people. Anyway, I'm out. No more questions. I'm not. Death Row, believe in that.